Anybody out there? Dear God, no. I will quit. I will quit. Please.
Kevin,
Yes, low.
hi. How you doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing fine. Is this going to work? You said not 8:30 to 9:45, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, but I just got out of my other class, so I'm available.
Okay, but normally, are you available at this time?
My class ends at 9:15.
Okay, and I can do 9:30.
Oh yeah, I'll be available. Yes, I'll be available Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9:30.
Okay, I'm trying to work it out with you. Okay,
Yeah.
can you imagine? I got 50 students. Can you imagine the scheduling nightmare I have?
Yes. I
So
can understand.
I'll start it at 9:30. If you get a little late, then don't worry about it. All I'm trying to do is to just give you the opportunity to have this meeting with me. Okay?
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
I was actually in the midst of doing something. Can you hold on one second?
sure.
It's going to pertain to uh, what I have. Basically, what I wanted to do was I wanted to get and go through the yeah, that's where I need to be. The syllabus and some of the things I have set up in the course. If that's okay with you.
Okay.
All right, I am in here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share the screen I have right now. Okay.
Okay.
Are you seeing it?
Yeah.
Okay. Basically, I have the syllabus is where it should be. I'll go through that in a second or two. I've got lecture, quiz, and homework schedule in there as well. So basically, you go to the schedule, and I freaked out yesterday when I looked at this, and I found I had Monday, Wednesday dates, so I had to redo the whole thing.
Oh.
Okay, so basically, you're going to have pretty much a quiz every period. Definitely on Tuesdays. You will either have a quiz or a test on Tuesdays. Okay. First one starts on this Thursday. All right. You also have homework. Now, the homework is going to entail the previous week's lectures. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
In other words, my homework one is going to cover everything from measurements all the way through to conservation of mass and energy. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So any questions about this schedule?
No.
Okay. Crap. Did I do that? I hate when computers do what you tell them to do rather than what you want them to do. And by the way, Kevin, that will not be the last time you hear that line. Okay. All right.
Is it just
when you're
me
in
and you?
I'm sorry, Kevin, how experienced are you? Are you a first-time student or you've been
No,
here for a while?
I'm in my second semester.
Okay, so you know basically how my courses runs.
Yes.
All right. So if you go up to course content, that's how you get the screen I had before. Okay. Now, if you go into test one, it is broken down into chapter 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, within day 1 and 2, if you go in there and you click on this thing called the outline, What this does is this gives you the subject matter, the PowerPoint. Okay, for example, the PowerPoint is called the metric system. PowerPoint regarding the metric system is going to be, I'm sorry, that's wrong. I'll have to fix this. In any case, this is the subject matter that is covered. The PowerPoint for PowerPoint chapter 1, 4 through 6 of the slide numbers. There is a video that I've looked up that pertains to this subject. If you want the text, those are the pages in the 5th edition. Okay?
Okay.
The video for measurement reading is very, very good for you. But if you go down, that's how this is organized the whole fashion. Okay? Easy
Okay.
enough? Easy enough,
Yep.
Kevin?
Yep.
Okay, so that's how the tests are organized. You're going to also have something called a discussion forum that you're going to click on it. You're going to click on it, and basically, I've got one I've entitled Student Talk. Now, one of the things that my summer course asked me to do was to create a specific thread where the students could just talk back and forth and not have to address any of the issues that I've been going through. Okay? So this is specific for you. The only thing I'm going to go into that possibly to do is to monitor it to make sure that nobody's using offensive language or sexist talk or anything like that. And the other thing I'm going to do is I will determine if you have contributed to the forum in that talk. Okay?
Okay.
There will be a subject that will be added. It will be added fairly soon now. And it's going to be a scavenger hunt. And that's just mainly to get you guys to learn how to post and reply. Okay? Gabriel, you there? Gabriel, unmute yourself. Gabriel, there's only 3 of us in here. Thank you, Gabe. Okay. Gabe, I am going through the discussion forum right now. You have 3 topics that you must address each week, except for the first 2 weeks. I'm going to put a scavenger hunt in there for the first week. And basically, it's going to be simple questions like, where were you born? What's the most scholastic book you've ever read? Simple questions like that. Don't spend any time on them unless you want to. They're fun questions, all right? Now, what's going to happen is I'm going to assign those today, and they will be uploaded so that you can reply after today. You have until Sunday at 4 o'clock to make your replies. At that time, I'm going to look at everybody's replies, and I'm going to come up with, I've got some questions I have that are going to pertain to these. I'm going to have some questions that are going to pertain to the original questions. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do some questions like, all right, I've asked the question, where were you born? The question I may have is, well, who was the person that was born the furthest from Tampa? And so the second week, you're going to have to look through all of the replies to come up with your answer to that particular question, who you believe. I'm going to have answers that I come up with. And so the person that matches the most of my answers will get extra credit points on the quiz. Okay, Kevin Gabe, are you pretty much on board with what I just said?
Yep.
Gabe, shake your head, Gabe. I know you're muted. Thank you, Gabe. Okay, Karina, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Okay, I got a little bit of a problem actually with Kevin, okay? And that is Kevin gets out of class at 9:15 and you have your class at 11 o'clock.
Mhm.
So basically, I think, Kevin, we've agreed that 9:30 would be good.
Yeah.
Just join the meeting when you can.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's when we will be meeting, Karina, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Good enough?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Now, because some of you came in a little bit late, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over what I did before. I'm sorry, Kevin, and I'm sorry, Gabe.
No problem.
Basically, is everybody familiar with my courses? You can navigate through my courses. Dylan?
Yeah.
Everybody's good
Yeah.
with that? Okay, so where you're going to find everything is in course content. You click that and you will get a screen that populates on the left side. Fair enough? Now, the syllabus is on top. You can click on that, and that is the new syllabus, which reflects the 3 postings to the discussion forum for your participation grade. Okay. So I will go through that in a second or two. Down here, lecture, quiz, and homework schedule. Basically, if you click on that, what it'll do is it will give you the schedule when all the quizzes and homeworks are due. I'll get into the quizzes a little bit later, but generally speaking, you will have 5 questions on the previous lectures, and they will be in depth. You will have 5 questions on the subjects to be covered that day. For example, in quiz 1, I'm going to have hard questions on measurement, sig figs, and this stuff. The easy questions will be on dimensional analysis, temperature, density, matter. For example, I may ask you, what is the formula to turn Celsius into Fahrenheit? Should be fairly easy through the PowerPoints for you to look that up. Or if you don't like that, you can look it up in the text. If you don't like that, I have videos. So, everybody good with the quizzes? There are 18 of them. There are 18
quizzes are open book.
I'm sorry? How can
They're
I check
open
that?
book.
They're not monitored. They're not proctored,
Okay.
Kevin.
Roger that.
All right, the homework. What the homework will do is it will cover all of the subject matter since the last homework assignment. So homework 1 will cover everything from measurement to conservation of mass and energy. And I think I have 10 of those. I'll go into more detail with these when I actually get into the syllabus. Anybody have any questions about the schedule? Okay, good. Now, I noted that you have to submit 3 things to the forum. Again, I'm sorry, Kevin and Gabe, that I'm redoing this. This is where you're going to go. You're going to click on forum, and the particular forums for that, the forum for that week will be populated. Okay? Now, you need to do 3 per week. Except for the first 2 weeks, and I'll get into that in a second. Student talk is basically the area where you can talk with each other. It's a specific thing where you don't have to address a subject matter that I brought up. I mean, maybe things like you're talking about, well, what do you think he's going to emphasize on this next test? That counts as a submission. And this is your location. The only way I'm going to monitor that is just to briefly make sure nobody is doing any discriminatory remarks, or that they're not doing anything that's abusive or offensive. All right, first week, I'm going to put on the, sometime today, I'm going to enter in the forum. I'm going to have 10 questions. The questions are going to be like, where were you born? What's the most scholastic book you've ever read? How many pairs of shoes are in your closet? All right, I am going to, these are fun questions. If you don't want to really answer them, just reply to the forum. Hey, I don't want to answer these things. If you think that you deem them too personal, okay? Now, you're going to answer those questions. I am going to come up with 10 new questions, okay? And the questions are going to be related to the answers that the whole class gives me. For example, I've asked everybody where they were born. The question is going to be, who was born the furthest from Tampa? And so basically what you have to do is you have to root through all of the replies to come up with your answer to who you think was born the furthest from Tampa. I'm going to come up with my own answers. If your replies match mine, you get the person that has the most correct responses will get extra points on a quiz. Questions about the forum? Okay. If we are going into the actual tests, the tests are organized in terms of the chapters, the days I'm covering things, and it's going to be organized into 3 specific areas. The online outline, and I'm not happy about the first one, so I'm going to go down to the second one. What the online outline does is it gives you information on the subject matter to be covered. Yeah, these things go on forever and ever. Come on. Actually, if I download it, I think it'd be faster. Yeah, let's do that. On the other hand, I can tap dance and it'll come up. Okay. I've got the outline. I've got a subject matter. There is the chapter 2 slideshow. I mark the slides that are covered with that subject matter. I also provide a video which discusses that subject matter. And I also will note the pages in the 5th edition of Trove. And I say that specifically because I don't care what edition you use. To be honest with you, I don't even care if you buy the book. It's whatever you feel comfortable. It's whatever you feel comfortable using to get yourself through this course. The videos and the PowerPoints should be enough to get you through the course. So that's how these things are organized. Questions on this? Okay. No. The next thing that's in the chapter will be the PowerPoints. And this is definitely has to be downloaded because it will take forever. Now, oh, okay, good. It's coming up, maybe. All right. So when I do my slideshows, you're going to notice that most of them, if not, no, don't do that to me. Down, get away, go. Yeah, good. Are you seeing the slideshow?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, now you're seeing it.
Yeah.
Okay, first slide. We'll always have topics. If you notice, the topics that are listed here are the same ones that are in the online outline. Guys, I don't need to give you a review. I've already given it to you. These are the subject matters that I think are important. Fair enough?
Yeah.
Now, what I would do, I encourage you to take the slideshow and print it. You can organize it so that you get like 6 slides to a page. I would print that out and bring it to these meetings. Because if you do that, then all you have to do is make little notes off to the side. You don't have to copy the whole thing down. That makes sense? That's one reason why you do it. Second reason, the tests are proctored. They're open book tests. You're allowed everything except to use another browser. So that means if you printed out the PowerPoints, you have access to those during the tests. If you don't print them out, then you don't.
And
Questions
the
about the
PowerPoints,
PowerPoint? Question?
they cover the majority of the material.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, I got to get this over and back. Okay, screen sharing is stopped. I got to go share screen again. Okay, so chapter 2. Last thing in there is something that I call extra homework. This is not graded. This is not graded. You are going to be graded on the MyLab and Mastering portion of this. You are not graded on the extra homework. Now, what happened was when we switched over in spring, I normally, when I teach this class, I have these homework assignments and they have the answers provided to them. I normally make you keep a notebook. During the test, you hand in a notebook. I determine how much quantity of the homework you finished, and that's how you get your grade. I tried doing that in the spring after we turned it over, and I got 300 emails in a week. I can't deal with that. I went nuts that week. So as a consequence, I've had to go to the Pearson MyLab and Mastering, and I will get into that in a later time. This extra homework, though, if you do it, it will pertain more to the test than MyLab and Mastering does. MyLab and Mastering does pertain, but this is a better fit. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. I'm not even sure what's in other, I think in other information is a periodic table, and that's all that's there right now. Yeah. Periodic table. This is where I will put other pieces of information that you need. I will also upload a practice test section of it. Before I get into the syllabus, I want to, oh, I got a second person. All right. When you just load, does your screen look like this? This is the teacher's screen. Does your screen look like this when you get into the course?
Yeah.
Pretty much, guys?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, if you go to Course Home, you're going to have to do this sometime this week. You're going to come into MyLab and Mastering from the Course Home, and that will get you to the screen you're doing your homework in. Basically, there will be a button. Has anybody not? Oh, excuse me, 1 second. I got to make sure I do something. I thought. This is what I want. Okay, Jacqueline, you in here?
Yes, I am.
And the other person I saw, somebody else just joined recently. Ian? I saw an Ian there. Jacqueline and I will go back through some things later on, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. So basically what you will do is you will come into My Lab and Master. Jacqueline, did you see where that started from?
The My Lab, yes, sir. I've already connected with it and got onto that page too as well.
Okay, good. You're going to have to buy a code. Jacqueline, do you remember how much it cost?
Well, I got the print and it was like 130, I believe, at the bookstore,
Okay.
but I'm doing the 14-day free right now because they're on back order.
Yeah,
I think it's $60.
again, Kevin, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I'm not entirely certain how much it is, but it's not that hard to get into it. And basically all you're going to do is you're going to click on the open. It will load the program. It will load the program. It will load the program. Oh, I guess I have to hit something. And basically you're going to go through all the assignments. Now, where did assignment 1 go to? Oh yeah, that's, never mind. It is. The introduction to mastering is due by Sunday midnight. And basically that just takes you through the nuances of mastering chemistry, the program mastering chemistry. You notice it's extra credit, guys. So do this to get yourself up and running with the program. Assignment 2 is the homework that I alluded to in the schedule. Okay, that will pertain to what I call homework 1. And I'll probably go ahead, I'm going to probably renumber those. And basically you just click on that and answer the questions. They're mostly multiple choice, fill in the blank type things. Questions about My Lab and Mastering? Okay. Now we're going to get out of this. Get out of this. Are you still seeing the screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to have to move your pictures. There we go. Okay. Yeah, that just went through all that crap. Basically, guys, my expectations, you are going to be working 1.5 to 2 hours a week on homework and the pre-prep. You should be spending about 2 hours a credit hour. Final grades, I have 1,000 points, 90, 80, 70, 60. I have the option to lower the grades, to lower the percentage, but I will never raise it. What that means to you, I have lowered the A down to an 87%, but I will never raise it to a 91%, such that if you score 90%, you will not get the A. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
This is the breakdown. 150 points for the homework. I believe there are 10 assignments. And the homework is designed to be about, well, I'll go through that in a second. Quizzes. There are a total of 18 scheduled quizzes, 2 POPs quizzes that will be distributed throughout the semester. So there are 20, I'm reading this wrong. Okay, there are 18, there are 17 quizzes. I'm going to take one away. There are 17 quizzes and 2 pop quizzes. 1 quiz result will be dropped. The remaining 18 quizzes will total 180 points. As I said earlier, the quizzes will be 10 questions for the most part. They will be 5 questions in depth on the previously covered material. There will be 5 questions that are somewhat less strenuous, that are going to cover the material that we're covering that day. Does that make sense to you? For
Yes.
example, what?
I just said yes. It does make
Okay,
sense.
sorry, I thought you had a question. All right, for example on that, a little later, I'm gonna go over sig figs and measurement readings and chem physical properties. So there will be an in-depth, there will be 5 in-depth questions on that. There will be 5 easy questions. Like for example, I may set up a hard significant figure problem, like 1.382 plus 4.2 multiplied by 638. Okay? The easy questions would be something like, what is the formula to change centigrade into Fahrenheit? Something you can easily look up in the PowerPoints. Are we good on that?
Yes.
Okay, homework, 10 assignments, total of 150 points. The assignments will not have the same number of points. I base it on Pearson's determination of the average time students use to answer those questions, and the time will be generally about 60 to 90 minutes per assignment. Again, a better location to get questions that will mimic the test questions is the extra homework. Late submissions, 5% per day. You will not go below 70%. In other words, after the 6th day, your late assignment stays at 70%. Questions about the homework? Exams are 4 exams. Each of them count 120 points. Note, when I put a number into the grade book, that is the point value and not the percentage. So if you get an 87, that's not necessarily a good score. Most of the questions are going to be taken from the homework assignments, and you must show sufficient work. Basically, you guys have gone through intro to chemistry, right? Lab? Have you gone through intro to chemistry lab?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
you know that there was a text box there to show your calculations. This is how I want you to do those calculations. The alternative I have to that is to give you a multiple choice test, which is all well and good, except it's an all or nothing thing. If you miss the answer, you get the question wrong. By applying the text boxes, I give you partial credit. I consider the exams to be open book. You're allowed all resources except your cell phones and another browser. You're going to be monitored by Honor Lock. So the first thing it's going to ask you to do is to show your cell phone and show where you are storing it for that particular test. I have anything else to say on that? You're allowed anything. Again, if you print out your PowerPoints, you can use those. If you have a textbook, a hard copy textbook, you can use that. You are not allowed to use the e-text, or you're not allowed to access the PowerPoints during the test. I'm sorry, but it's too easy for you to get on another browser and Google the answers. If you score 90% raw score on each of the individual exams, you're exempt from the final. What I'll do is I'll average all 4 of the raw scores, and that raw score will be entered into the grade book as your final result. I average the tests out. If the exam score does not exceed 75%, I'll include one extra credit value question. That will be up to 10% of the test. In other words, if the class average is 65, then I'm going to want to employ all 10% of that. So 10% of 120 is 12 points. Your extra credit will be 12 points. If the average is a 70%, that means I'm trying to make up 5%. So therefore, the extra credit will be worth 6 points. Questions, guys? Makeups are only given if I've granted prior approval or if a verified emergency occurred preventing you from taking the exams. I don't like giving makeups. I don't like having late reports. Basically, if you turn something in late or you have another report, something that comes in late, I don't grade them the same because I've got a mindset when I'm going through grading them. That mindset changes if I'm grading it at a later time. The final is occurring on December 8th. It's cumulative, and the final can replace one lower exam score. But it won't be used to replace anything that if I catch you cheating on an exam, the final will not replace that exam. Note that the individual scores will not replace the final. Class participation. You basically have to each week, you have to enter the discussion forum and you have to give me 3 significant comments. I'll provide homework. I'll go through the extra credit homework and I'll put 3 threads out there for you to answer. That works. If you answer extra credit homework problems, that works. If you help a student on another problem that student is having, that counts. If you ask for clarification on a lecture, that counts. If you even manage to get a current event that pertains and you want to talk about that, great. Technical issues. For example, I have a hard time for people that have to load up pictures. Some people don't understand how to do it. Last year, I had some person that had like 3 attempts, didn't do it. They did it on the 4th. So I specifically asked that person to put it in the forum how she uploaded her picture. That counted as a response. You can comment on quiz or test results. All that works. You can contest scores for 1 week past my entry into the grade book. Then they will be considered permanent. Don't worry about the attendance and the tardiness because basically you don't have to be here. You're here because you want to be here. You need to have a grade of C or better in the lecture and lab to continue with Gen Chem 2. If you get an incomplete grade, you have to go through 2/3 of the course maintaining a C average. Now, something else that's important in the syllabus. I don't know how many other professors do this, and I've been told not to do it. But nobody has abused this policy yet, and it has helped me on several occasions. My cell phone is listed. My home phone is listed. Please call me. Don't text. Texting is the absolute worst thing for me. I'm 63. My thumbs don't work like yours do. Really and truly, texting is horrible because of the fact that you have a problem you want it addressed, and I can't really solve it. If you give me a phone call, we can have a conversation, and I can tell immediately what the problem is. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. That's pretty much it, guys.
I do have a question about the honor log. If we're having technical trouble, is there an alternative way to do like a proctor exam?
No. Who's this,
Oh.
Jacqueline?
Yes.
Jacqueline, I am sorry, but there is nothing that I know of. They really, I attended the meeting that they had, and they were really frowning on having in-person proctoring,
Okay.
basically due to the COVID thing. Any other questions, guys?
Are we still gonna have a class meeting at 5:30?
Yes.
Okay.
Who is this?
Gabriel.
Gabe?
Yes.
This is basically pertaining to what the class meeting at 5:30. It's the same. I'm not going to go over any new material.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Perfect.
We've been on for how long, guys?
Like 30 minutes, I think. Right.
When we start, Kevin?
I was here at 9:17,
Okay.
so approximately.
I've been at it
40.
for an hour and 45 minutes, guys. I guess we're not going to get through any material tonight. So if you don't have any more questions, I will be on here. What did we agree to, Karina and Kevin? We agreed to 9:30.
Yeah.
So I will be on here from 9:30 until 10:45 on Tuesdays
that's
and
the new-
Thursdays.
That's the new time for Tuesdays and Thursdays?
Well, it's okay.
I'm sorry, I came in late.
No, Jacqueline. Basically, I've set up 2 Zoom meetings. I've got some people that cannot be at the 5:30 meeting, and that's basically all of you all. So I'm offering to do a second one at 9:30 to 10:45. The 5:30 meeting will still occur.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
Uh,
you.
Guys, I've pretty much gone over my time, and
All right, we can. That's okay. We can
I
log off.
really don't want to get into anything. So the questions for the quiz 1 are really, I think you'll be able to handle them. Okay?
And okay, we have the quiz schedule. All right.
There's
All right,
nothing
have a
else,
good day.
guys.
Have a good day.
You have a good day.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Take
Bye.
care, guys. Jacqueline? Jacqueline? Ah.